Welcome to Art Is. Today we're going to Oxford, Mississippi. What makes Oxford so unique is the overwhelming support for the arts. For decades, Oxford has served as an incubator for talented writers, painters, musicians, and craftsmen. Oxford has also benefited from the University of Mississippi, drawing in artists from all over the world. The main reason why I wanted to take you to Oxford is to share with you my personal love for the beautiful buildings and architecture, which can be seen on the square or at William Faulkner's home, Roanoke. But most of all, the friendly people that helped me develop my appreciation for the arts. The first artist I'm going to introduce you to is one of the main reasons why I started the television series Art Is. Janet Barnes was my first artist friend. She showed me how wonderful it is to have art as a major focal point in your life. Today, Janet is extremely busy, painting beautiful watercolors of vegetables and flowers that fill homes all over northern Mississippi.
I started painting around 17 years ago. A friend and I joined an art association in Athens, Georgia. We were both at the time sketchers. We did pencil sketches and pen and ink, and just out of the blue we just started doing watercolors together, and it just clicked with me. I've taken courses in other things since then, and oils, acrylics, whatever, but watercolor was my thing, and it still is. I always go back to it. I probably am most known for flowers. I started working on flowers first, and I still do a lot of them. I'm now getting into abstract, which for me is more fun because you can do anything you want to with it. Wherever your mind takes you, you're free to go. And you can even do flowers in abstract if that turns you on. And collages. I've started collages in 11. It's very creative. I've taken a lot of design courses at the university here, and I think that's when my style started changing some. I use a lot of color because I love color, and the brighter the better. The colors that I choose for my palette are generally brighter colors. And lately I've started doing a lot of glazing, which is putting more and more layers on the paintings, and each successive layer brings out more life, more glow. It's just a beautiful effect. And it works very well with watercolor and with acrylic too, as far as that goes. This painting was done from a photograph I took last spring when the tulip trees were in bloom at Ole Miss, and it was a beautiful day. The tulip trees were the bright pink, but the background was a little bit of a problem for me, so I just put in a dark background of like shades of blue and green. I think there's some pink in it too, and I sprinkled the salt on top of it like I was talking about earlier, and it gives that wonderful snowflake look to it. It's fun and it's exciting. This is one of the newer ones. This is a collage that I did. It just kind of developed. It's mostly torn paper on top of a painted background. I painted the background in yellows mostly. This is part of the painted background also, the dark purple. And the pieces of the collage that represent the mountains were torn paper, and some of them are done with the saran wrap. The saran wrap that you tear and gives you a wonderful background. There's a lot of the snowflake from the salt, like the top, and this is white ink that is run down to look like snow on the mountains. It's a fun experience. You can do almost anything with collage, and just tearing up paper. So all of your old paintings that you don't like, never throw anything away. Tear it up and make a collage out of it. People will come up to me and say, "Oh, I bought your painting several years ago, and I just love it." And it really is a really big plus as far as making your day bright. A lady came up at work last night, a patient of mine who had bought a painting several years ago. She remembered me. I didn't remember her, and she said, oh, she still loved it. She still had it hanging on the wall. And that really made my whole night. It's very special.